Quando ero piccolo, mio nonno mi
When
regalò
I was a child, my grandfather gifted me a little wooden model of a tugboat. He handmade it, and I was enraptured by it, because it was big, and in my childhood eyes, it was even bigger.
Oggi, da adulto, quel rimorchiatore lo apprezzo davvero.
Today, as an adult, I really appreciate that tugboat because I understand the quality of design, construction, and the technology behind it. And it is the same that I find on a daily basis in the world's largest shipyards and their incredible craftsmanship and fabrication.
Crescendo, quindi, ho imparato che
Growing up, I understood that models are not just toys, as I thought when I was a child, but they are some real masterpieces.
Oggi, quindi, vi porto alla scoperta di una delle aziende più importanti.
Today, I take you on a tour of one of the most important companies in this field, Model Maker Group, to discover the amazing world behind these great little boats. Let the journey begin. This is The Boat Show. It all starts in a garage. That's the beginning of many success stories. And even for the one I'm going to tell you about today, we really have to start there. When Giuseppe Capobianco, a 15-year-old boy from Gaeta, began to build his first models of galleons and boats right in the garage of his house, and then sold them and earned his first little money. Years go by, and that boy gets better and better. Business begins to get better and better, thanks in part to the engineering and management support of Elisabetta Fantasia, his wife. Until a few years earlier, model boats or ships were just sets of volumes. As the precision of construction and the refinement of techniques and finishes evolved, those objects aroused in anyone who looked at them that suggestion as important in the marketplace as in life: emotion. The craftsmanship that Giuseppe learned as a boy from the shipwrights he was sent to by his father in the summer remains to this day the basis for all the technological development of this wonderful company.
Dal primo modellino fatto completamente a mano.
From the first completely handmade model to today, things have changed and by a lot. Giuseppe and Elisabetta moved to Itri, where they expanded Model Maker Group with 2 sheds, in which, thanks to their strong synergy, they gave life to real jewels.
E quindi lo abbiamo capito. Queste sono delle
So
vere e
we
proprie
got that these are really some great little boats, and as the real ones, everything starts from the project.
All'ufficio tecnico.
At the engineering departments, they study all the mathematics of the boats to be made and all the details that you want to represent in a model. An exploded view drawing of all the blocks is created for the production areas: milling, 3D printing, and furniture preparation. Then again, the base, the case, and the packaging. You prepare the bill of materials with the specific needs and start the job order that officially launches the model into production.
Come primo step va fresato lo scafo e la coperta.
As a first step, the hull and deck must be milled with a 5-axis milling machine that initially goes through a block of Uriel, which is a polyurethane foam resin of varying density, depending on the shape requirements of the workpiece.
In un secondo momento poi si passa alla fresatura più di fino, che ne definisce le
In a second step, it then goes to fine milling, which defines the lines and shapes. The average size of the models created by Model Maker Group is 1 metre, and the processing time for this stage alone is 10 to 12 hours. At the same time, in 3D printing, all auxiliary accessories, such as satellite antennas, roll bars and superstructures, furniture accessories and swimming pools are made. This process is developed through 2 different techniques. In the first, polymerization of the liquid resin occurs through catalyzation induced by UV laser light.
E una volta finito, i pezzi
Once the process ended, the finished parts must be cleaned and placed in an oven to complete the curing process.
Nel secondo caso la stampa viene
In the second, printing is still done by means of a liquid resin, but this time a pigmented one, from which pieces that are permanently transparent or partly coloured can be created, opening up endless possibilities for combinations of shade and form. This is a unique piece.
Intanto gli scafi sono usciti dalla
Meanwhile, the hulls have come out of milling, have been sanded strictly by hand, and are now ready for the painting phase.
Questo è un momento importantissimo.
This is a very important process because several shipyards use it as an internal test of the colour plan, rather than a final customer approval. In short, it is easier to repaint a model than an entire hull.
La commessa è stata elaborata e per questo modello
The job order has been worked out, and for this model we need bollards, propellers, mooring winches, as well as all the fittings, including plants. All parts that, in a normal shipyard, would be ordered from suppliers, but instead are all produced in-house here. Yeah, where else would you get a glass and bottle of champagne like that? Cheers! Ah, can you see it? Sorry, it's tiny. While the printed parts are stocked, ready to be set up, the metal parts are machined to arrive at the colour, texture and effect you need through sophisticated tumbling, sandblasting and galvanic treatments. On yachts of this level, the choice of materials is critical, and so is being able to reproduce the same perception as on board in the model. Marble, wood, precious metals such as gold and the finest steels. They are all the result of a maniacal search for product perfection that Model Maker Group has been pursuing for more than 20 years. The pieces are ready and in assembly. Painstaking hands compose with absolute precision what eventually takes shape as if by magic. Volumes are characterized, lines come together, and inside the model finally seems to come to life.
L'intero processo può durare anche diversi mesi. È già perché se fino adesso
The whole process can take up to several months. While it may seem like a seemingly simple job so far, in reality, all the electronics, automation and handling can go into complicating the entire project exponentially. For Model Maker Group, in reality, anything is possible. Just being able to think about it is enough, then realizing it is a different kettle of fish.
Anche perché bisogna pensare che questi modellini, persino i
Not least because you have to think that these models, even the largest ones, will have to go around the world, and therefore will have to be deassembled, shipped and reassembled, never being able to afford to break down or fall.
È già perché parte di questi modelli sono proprio
That's right, because some of these models are precisely used by shipyards to show their customers the majesty of their vessels. They are representative models that can become gifts just for the owners themselves.
Il modellino lo abbiamo capito.
First and foremost, we understood that the model is a work of art. Art is emotion.
Ed è questo lo scopo più romantico che si può attribuire a questo oggetto.
This is the most romantic purpose that can be attributed to this object. Like a beautiful family photo on the desk, the model accompanies the ship owner in the memory of the boats of his life, everywhere and, most importantly, forever.